Hi everybody, and welcome to the part 2 and final part of my review of Charli XCX's mixtape. Let me put song on a sec. So in this I'll be reviewing Fembot 2 track 10 now. Part 1 will also be linked in the description if you haven't watched that, but I'd recommend you do. And then let's get into this review. And then you get Fembot, which is such a good track. It's probably in the bottom half for me, probably only because it's got some really big competition. It would be very hard to get into the top half of ranking this album because you've got such big competition. You've got track 10 to compete against, you've got Backseat to compete against, you've got Lucky to compete against, you've got I Got It to compete against. So, yeah. I think it's absolutely amazing. Charli's verse is quite good. I think it's probably the weakest verse on here. However, I do not think it's bad. And it's actually quite short. However, I do believe that the chorus that she sings is very good, very catchy, extremely catchy. It's just hard not to sing along to. And then you get Dorian, and they do a extremely good verse as well, with those sort of deep notes that they do. I quite like that. And overall it's a very good verse, and she only adds to the track. She doesn't destroy it. And then you get Mickey, who delivers an amazing rap verse. She's probably the most iconic person on the track. With a rap verse like that, it's hard not to compete. Mickey's verse is just fire. She's got some really good punchlines in there. She just has that flow, and it's just so good. And then you get track 7, Delicious. Boom. So good. And Delicious is actually, I'm part of the minority that will put this anywhere other than bottom place. A lot of people don't really like this, however, I love it. It's probably even in the top half for me. Anyway, Charli's verse is really good, really good. Not as good as Tommy's though, I don't think. And then you get to sorry, my mind got blank. And then you get to the chorus, which is just so catchy. I always think about you when I'm high. I wanna hear you whisper on the telephone, yeah. You call me up and then I'm satisfied. I touch myself and then I'm not alone, no. So catchy. And then you get Tommy's verse. He delivers a really good verse, I think. He's got some, as well as Mickey, he's got some really good punchlines in there, which I think is just amazing. And then you get those, and then you get that sort of, Tommy's verse, I think all lines are great, apart from that one line where he says, "There's a lot of trees now they're in the book section." I find it a bit corny. And then you get the build up of the bridge, where it just builds and builds and builds and builds and builds until you get to the last chorus. And then it's just so hyped, so high into space. If hype matched the height, she'd be a touch in the sun. And then you get the 8th track, Unlock It. Why did I go that? I like the track. I love the track. However, I do believe it is like the weakest track on here. I don't think it's really good. However, it's probably the out of the catchy songs here. It's one of the catchy songs on here. It's probably one of the catchiest songs she's ever made. And then Kim nails a verse, Charlie nails a verse, Jay nails a verse. Well, I don't think he nails it. I think it's quite good. However, I don't think it's the best. A lot of people hate this verse. I don't mind it at all. Why is porche-charli played? Anyway. It's just so good. And then it gets in, and then the outro, it's very sort of dreamy, and it's almost like sort of out of space, very sort of dreamy, calm outro. Love it. And then you get track 9, Porsche, which is playing right now, which is collaborating with Moo. I do believe it's one of the weakest songs on here. If I ranked it, I'd probably rank it about number 9, number 8, number 7, number 6, number 5. In the lower half-ish. However, it is really good, really catchy, very sort of catchy, very spacey, has loads of airspray. It reminds me a lot of Out of My Head and Breather from Number One Angel. It was very sort of dreamy, sort of synth and electro pop. However, it definitely is one of the weakest songs on here. And then you get Moo, who pretty much just repeats what Charlie said almost. But it's still, they have very good chemistry and very good sort of thing. Very good. They work very good hand in hand with each other. That's how to say it. And then you get track 10, which is my favourite song of all time at the moment. Yeah, it's just 5 minutes and 27 seconds of divine. So good. I love how it starts as almost like a ballad. Well, the intro is almost like entering like a video game. And it's very good. Words can't really explain how much I love it. And I love how then at the start, towards the start, for like the first 2 minutes of it, it's very sort of like a ballad, and then it turns more upbeat as the song goes along. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, I love it. And that's pretty much it for my part 2 review part 2 of Pop 2. However, why did I just say however? So that's it. If I were to rate this out of 10, it would be a 10 out of 10. And I just love this track. Album, I mean. Mixtape. I shall see you next week. This has been part 2 of my Pop 2 review. Next week should be Sophie's debut album, The Oil of Every Pills on Insides. I shall see you then. Goodbye.